Then you bring your house, the kitchen area, out further this way, then you would put a door here to feed this area. What I would love to see you then do is this could be, when you're designing the kitchen, this would be a kitchen window, and do it as a pass through.
Right.
And then what I would do is, instead of this going, bring this out like so. This is
Right.
way out of scale, but
Right,
this
right,
is bedroom. With
So the garage is part of the U.
Yeah,
to offset
exactly,
the bedroom.
exactly.
Okay.
So this comes back here. You can make it as big as you want. 3 cars so that people come in this way. Door here. This would again be a window. But this side, beautiful. I mean, nice siding, nice windows.
Right.
Not like it's just a utility. This could be this. It doesn't even matter what the garage door looks like on this side. You're not going to ever see it. But this again should be like maybe 3 windows around the front, or a really nice window with shutters and everything. This would be a nice door with again windows here. As part of the garage. You won't see this one, but maybe you center this so the door is here, window is here, shutter. The reason I say that is because what I see you doing is making, in terms of trees, this will come out. Unfortunately,
Really?
the fruitless. Yeah, and the reason I say that is twofold. The problem with the fruitless mulberry is short-lived tree, invasive roots. You can design a whole yard around this, and then at the 25, 30-year mark, they die. And it's not because they're diseased. They have a short lifespan.
Right.
So though it's a beautiful tree now, it's to design a yard around it would be a mistake. What I'd love to see you do is, for example, these trees, as much as they're nice, you can plant some new ones. What I think would be really neat to do is like the crepe myrtle I'd keep, and some of those. Like that's a viburnum. I'd love to dig it up and move it somewhere else in the yard, because that's going to be right where the garage is. You can see the crepe.
And also, if you could look at the trees in the front where
Sure.
the garage would go to tell us if there's any keepers
Right.
there.
This would be
Okay.
something, and it would be easy for them to take
This one here?
This
Or-
is a crepe myrtle.
Okay.
That should be saved. It's going to be in the way of the garage, but you should dig it up and move it to the property, because that's a beautiful tree. That has beautiful white flowers. It's called the viburnum opulus. They call it a snowball. This is a crepe myrtle. The only one that's not worth saving is the fruitless
Biggest
mulberry.
one.
I would probably.
There's one there. That's on our line.
Yeah, I would probably save, if you could move some of the sycamores, though the sycamores, you can replant those. And this is a pear. Yeah, this is an aristocrat pear. It's okay. I mean, there are nicer trees that you can do. But my idea being is that this center section is where you do an elevated patio. So what you would do is, if the garage would be at a lower level, this is all a higher level, you could then do like planting areas here and then steps coming up. So this would be a planter, this would be a planter, these would be steps up, and this whole area. And so this is the bedroom, would then feed maybe a sliding door, feeds onto this. So what's neat about it, and then you have, again, you'd have the sliders here. So this feeds out. So what you've got is, the thing that's nice about your property is, instead of everything being at a lower level, when you're up here, the thing that I like is, you've got this panoramic view of your property. When you're further down, you're more in a pit. What's pretty about the property, and if you stand up here, you can see, this is just this, you've got this big, incredible panoramic view of this really cool property. Right. So what I was going to say is, if you're building this, if you go ahead and that'll give you this indoor-outdoor look, that if this is this raised patio, so that the bedroom feeds onto it, the great room feeds onto it, the kitchen, maybe there's a pass through here, feeds onto it. This you can get to, so that you drive in the garage, you can get up onto the patio. This area should be huge and should be your central focus. This is where, in my opinion, which would be amazing for the property. So now you do, what would be great is you could do this outdoor kitchen in here. So for example, if you said, okay, I like that concept, you could do a pass through off the kitchen. You could actually then do, so you walk in here, you could actually do a counter that kind of comes like this into this area. So you could do a barbecue here. This would be serving counter. You could come through here, put food in here. People could come out there, bar stools in here. You've created this environment, and then in the garage, when you do it, if you want to put a little storage area, you could store some stuff and bring it out if you're entertaining, kind of in here. Does this make sense?
Yeah. But do you know?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm listening.
So this would be like a pass-through. Then what I would do is, and what would be really cool to do is, if, again, it depends on how much you're going to put into this, but the roof goes this way. What would be really nice to do is, off of this, is to build in partially, part of this would be nice to, again, build this as a covered, call it what you want, but it would be like a loggia. So the roof goes that way, and then right out the center bring a peak. And so it would go down this way. So this is the high point. And so covered, skylight, 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 skylight. So
an opaque roof?
a solid roof like
Okay,
this,
right.
openable skylights, fans, so that now it's wintertime. You can come out of the master bedroom. The skylights are going to be big enough so it lets light in, so you're not going to block your light. Have them openable because heat gets
Right.
trapped, and that way you can do fans out here. So what's neat about that is the bedroom feeds onto a covered loggia. The great room feeds off into a covered loggia. The garage will then feed up into a covered loggia. You can do an outdoor kitchen there. So this area could all be used almost all year round. You
Okay.
do fans in here, like you'd have a fan over the barbecue. You'd have a fan in this area. And the other thing that I think would be really cool is you could do, if you said, I like that idea, underneath there, could we even do, as you come out this corner, could we even do like an outdoor fireplace right in here, so you can sit here underneath this covered area and you have a gas burning fireplace. Then this is still patio, and this is where I put your pool.
Okay.
And your pool, so you've got this covered area. Now, I'm just making this up,
Right.
but let's say, for example, all of a sudden killer bees come into the Sacramento Valley and you have to, or we're attacked by mosquitoes by the droves. This covered loggia, all you'd have to do in the front is screen it in and then have big sliding screens. So what I'm saying
Right.
is this could be, it's a covered, it has no sides to it. There's no side here, there's no side here, and there's no side here. It just has a roof, and the roof is peaked. But if you ever had to screen it in, you could do that
Right.
and do sliding door there, there, and there. I'm just saying that's not something we have to worry about.
They do that in other parts of the country.
Yeah,
like Florida
exactly.
Or whatever. Yeah.
So you would have, in terms of, there'd be a big post here, a big post here. This would be a beam coming across here. The gable comes in here. Then your roof is back this way, but it's perfect. Then this is raised patio. You put your pool out here, and you do a sheer descent, a
Because
disappearing
you got the
edge.
height going down.
Right. Thank you. An infinity edge. So the pool is at that level. See the deck?
Yeah.
Out here, because remember, your property, what's so cool is your property slopes down this way.
Right.
So if you're standing up here and the pool is this way, at the edge of this raised thing, and this is an infinity edge, so the water will just disappear down here, which is great because then you do steps on this side steps on this side. So now you've got this big elevated patio. Part of it is solid cover. If you said, nah, we don't want a solid cover, could we just do a trellis? The
Right.
answer is yes. So this could just be trellis.
What type of surfaces are you thinking walking
I'm
on?
thinking, okay, so question. What are you doing inside the house?
Wood floors?
Wood or tile or
Okay, so let's say, for example, you decided to do wood floors.
Okay.
Then the outside, I would probably think about doing something like quartzite tile, travertine tile. But travertine, if you said, I love the idea, there's a company called One Step that is
Okay.
now importing travertine from Peru, and they gauge flagstone. So it's big pieces.